Portrait drawing, direction number 7 is next. We're going to work on the mouth. All right, so we're going to kind of piece the mouth together like we piece different parts of the nose together. Mouth's going to be similar to that. And what it says is the mouth is closer to the nose than to the chin. So similar kind of spacing like between the edge of the eye and the edge of the head, which is about maybe the width of your pinky or so, like the side of your pinky like that. It's about the same, okay, between the nose and where your mouth starts. So I'm going to go down a little bit, kind of start like right in here for the top of the mouth, and you're going to draw like a little curve, kind of like we did the nose. Start off with this little curve right here for the tip of the nose. You start off with a curve like right here for the top of the mouth. Again, like a little kind of little C-shaped curve like that. So that's kind of where we start the mouth. Just make sure you leave some space here, and we need to make sure we have plenty of space for the chin down here. So the next thing we're going to do is the average width of a mouth, about how wide a mouth is. So we're going to use a ruler. And from about the edge of the tear duct or so, make sure it's outside the edge of the nose. Sometimes you might have to go into the white part of the eye a little bit, the sclera. But your mouth is wider than your nose, so you don't want your mouth to come down like where, and the ruler to come down like over where part of your nose is. So you want to make sure you get your ruler out a little bit. I'm going to come down about where the edge of the tear duct is, right here, and just very lightly, ruler straight up and down vertical, you can just go ahead and draw some really light little dashed lines coming down. So something similar to that. Same thing over here, like around the edge of, not the tip of the tear duct, but the part of the tear duct that's close to the white part of the eye, the sclera. So I'm going to put the ruler over here, straight up and down vertical on the ruler, and I'm going to go ahead and just draw parts of some dashed line coming down over here like that. So that's about how wide I'm going to make the mouth. Sometimes mouths are a little bit wider, a little bit narrow, but something kind of similar to that. You see on the handout these two lines coming down. All right, and see how much more space is on here. This person's nose I drew a lot bigger than this person's nose. So there's a lot more space here on the handout and not as much space on this person. Because again, noses are different, mouths are different. I mean, everyone's different. So I'm going to go back to where I stopped right here. So this is going to be the top of the top lip. So I'm going to go from this point here, kind of curve up and then kind of over, and I'm going to stop on that dashed line. So I'm not going like way up and way down, just like a little bit of a bump like this. Middle of the mouth, I'm going to go down a little bit, another C-shaped curve, like that, kind of like how I started off the tip of the nose, top of the mouth, like that. And then from the tip right here, going to kind of curve over and then over to the side. Mouth is going to be pointed on the end. All right, the mouth comes to a point. So you want to make sure when you kind of curve up and over that these lines come together here over on the edge. Then I'm going to go down for the bottom lip. Now this person had about the same thickness for about how the lips are. The top lip and the bottom lip are about the same size, same thickness. This person I'm going to come down a little bit lower, so their bottom lip's going to be a little bigger. So again, I'm going to draw another little C-shaped curve here, kind of flattened out a little. And then from the end, I'm going to kind of curve over and then back up. So all three of these lines end at a point, like right here. Okay, you don't want it to be rounded on the end, because when your mouth is closed, and you can see this in the mirror, okay, your mouth ends at a point. Now we're going to have this be the same, symmetrical. So we're going to want to erase everything left of center. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my paper so I can erase it a little easier. All right. So I'm right-handed, and I don't want to be erasing over my drawing because I'm just going to go and probably smear it up too much. That's why I kind of move my hand out of the way, like that. So you should have the right half of the mouth, and I took away half of these little C-shaped curves. So I just have right of center, the mouth. We're going to use your artist tool, just like, remember, the pencil, eraser, paper, ruler, these are all artist tools. I'm going to use this artist tool here. Okay, tracing paper. So put it over the mouth, any part of the tracing paper you want. You're going to go ahead and carefully go slow, stay on the lines, and you're going to sketch off the mouth. Make sure you don't get in a hurry. Stay on the lines. So I traced off the right side. Okay, again, hold it in place, kind of peel it back, make sure you got everything there so it looks the same. And once you're done with that, pull your tracing paper up, flip it over to the left. Okay, you're going to go ahead and get the mouth so it's going to line up like that. And again, it's very easy to get it so it's going to tilt. I don't want it tilting down or tilting up or being too far apart so the two halves don't even touch, or I don't want the two halves to be overlapping. Okay, so make sure, take a few seconds, okay, get it lined up where it's going to look like it's at about the same for both sides. Once you have it in the right spot, take your pencil, go ahead and trace and sketch on the back. You're going to print the lines off. All right, when you're done, same thing, check, make sure it's okay. Looks okay, take the paper off. Okay, if it looks like it's not quite okay because the tracing paper, you had it lined up and then when you started tracing, it maybe slid a little bit or moved, or it is, half of your mouth is tilted or too far off to the left or the right, then you can just erase that, put the mouth tracing back on there, trace over it again, and you'll have it right the second time. So either first or second time to get it right is what the tracing paper helps you with. Otherwise, you could be doing it 5, 6, 7, 8 times and still not have it right. So once you have it, go ahead and make it a little darker so it's easier to see and it won't smudge or smear away so easy. So you're going to go over your lines. All right, so something similar to that. All right, so we have the eyes, nose, ears, mouth. All right, so we're going slow, taking our time, learn how this is done. Next step is going to be the hair. All right, so we will go ahead and go to the next part of the videos that I'm creating to show how to do hair. So thank you for taking your time and following along.